Alright, back on these heads over here. So we can go ahead and do our valve job on these now. Cut the seats. So I gotta get these all squared up and I can cut them. Find a pilot that fits. A little high. It'll squeeze in. Alright, got our level here, it sets the level. Turn the other, you gotta rotate the head the other way to make that level come in. And tighten it down. Final adjustment. Torque on it, see if it moves. If the head's warped a little bit, we'll change on you. Pretty close. Check that way again. Good enough. See where this one's at. Where are we at here? Oh, that is pretty damn nice. Small little hit. Pretty close. Okay, that's on the intake. Probably close enough I don't need to fine tune it, but I will. I like it being closer. So if you look at your level right there, you can see where you're at. Turn it this way, you can see where you're at that way. Okay, this one we got set over here. And then you rotate it this way. You can see how it's a little bit different than the other side was. This one's on this side, the other one's on this side. It's basically a full line off right there. I don't know what that makes in dimensions, but it's more than I like being off. It'll work, but I like it to be a little closer. But that's not bad for having a redo on valve job. It means it's pretty damn close. Okay, I'm going to fine tune it and make it closer on where I want it to be. Alright. We'll come back and readjust this one over on this side when we cut it. Okay, what did I do? I got this in backwards, don't I? Yeah. I always guess which way to go. No, I'm right. Ah, that's correct. Second guess myself, shouldn't have. Okay, so we got to cut our valve diameter, so we got to set our holder over here, our cutter. This is our setting fixture. Basically, you put the tip on the edge of the valve where you want the seat to be. We stick a pilot in the hole here to hold it. Then we pull out our cutter, and we see if this one is set for the size we want, or it's the other one over there, I forget. looks pretty close. So this is how you set your diameters. So it should be right on the top of the flat spot is the actual valve seat. All these other radiuses and stuff are radiuses and stuff. So you got to pick it as close as you can. Within a few thou would be nice. Alright, this looks like the one we're supposed to be using. So we'll go ahead and use it. I don't know why that's upside down, but this is our upper relief angle. Double check it. And that does not look good. That's because that's the exhaust, dumbass. This is the intake over here. That one looks a lot better. So these are two cutters we're going to use. Alright. These go here in the hole over here. Come on, tripod, quit fighting me. Tripod's fighting me. So the cutter goes down here, turns in a circle, cuts the head. That's how it's supposed to work. Clean the slime off of this. Okay. Makes it work a little freer. Part that goes up and down. Make sure you're within the range of adjustment. You are. Okay, I cut the seat, but we got a big lip in there. I didn't cut 100% of the seat. You can see where I cut below my thumbnail, but not above it. And then we have this big lip that's in here. Whoop, that I need to get rid of. What happens is this cutter here, when this outside edge hits on this lip right here, it starts shoving it side, bouncing around like this, and it knocks it off the concentric, which makes it not very good for valve sealing. So we need to come in here and blow that out. So I'm going to mark down here so I can see. Cut that lip away. That's what this cut does. This has a parabolic curve on it that I've had special made for cutting that lip out of there. Alright, I cut most of that away. So now we got that lip that's right here. It is now gone. I still haven't cleaned the seat up over here yet, so I got to sink that down now. And we recut it, go back reverse. So once you get most of it out of the way, you can come back and recut it. seams. Make it cleaned. Yep. Looks like we're clean, blended in the top angle right where I wanted also. Okay, so now it's got a nice even flow. Oh, it didn't clean right there is where it didn't clean. There's a little gray area right there. That's where it did not clean. Everything else looks pretty good. So I'll go ahead and see if that on top of our seat or not. It's right about where the seat is. It might be just above it or it might be right on it, I'm not sure. Let me go ahead and do a lap. Now you see a little shining line right above it right there. A little shiny mark where my fingernail is. That's where the two angles blend between the two cutters. That's exactly what you want to see. That way you know everything's just right. So this one here, this little tip comes in right at the top of this angle right here. So it blends in just below that tip where this one blends in. So that makes it a nice, good, smooth curve when you come out, which makes it flow real good. Can't duplicate that by stone very easily. Take a lot. It can be done, but take a lot. It'd definitely be a one-time only stone. Okay, so we got that out. Suck the crap out. Grab our valve. Okay, this one we're going to use for the rear. So I reground these and I back cut them. So you can see there's two different angles on the valve here a little bit. You can see them are not in the light, but they're there. So I take some lapping compound. Great. There it goes. Just a little bit of it's all you need. Smear a little bit right on the face where it belongs. You just gotta get it wet. You don't need any extra, just wet. Anything more than that's just a waste. Come in here. Something not spinning right. Rubber's not biting on my stick very well. Biting on the valve good though. Alright, let's see what we got. Perfect. So you see the lap mark, the gray area, and you see the little shiny mark just above it. That's what we're looking for our seat. As you spin the valve, it should be even all the way around, which is what you're looking for. I don't know if you can get to see it in the angle or not. Okay, now we wipe off the seat. See if it's where we want it to be. So you can see the lapping compound on there right now. See the gray area there? That's the lapping compound. I'm just come in and wipe that out. Use our dirty rag. Use our clean rag. And you want to see that gray line all the way around. Especially over here where that mark there was. Looks like that mark is clearing our mark. So, looks like we're good. And I can go and clean that up, but all that's going to do is sink the valve. It's not going to make any difference. So it's already sunk in there. These valves, just had a lot of valve jobs were already sunk in. That's why we got that big lip. But you can see how my cutter makes it flow real nice. It blends around. I've already ported out these heads, so they're underneath. There's nothing going on, so it's a good edge. All right, so I'm good with that one. So I'm going to do this one. So we're going to center this up slightly because we want the angle to be perfect or close to it. got to go up a little bit. More up. Go. Double check that. That should stay the same. Looks good. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this one. I already know I got to cut away the top, so I'm just going to cut that first. Usually do it last, but in this case it's in the way, so we're going to do it first. So I don't know if you can see much from way over there, so I'm going to try to get in a little closer. You'll see what you're going to see. Not much, probably. Especially my hand in the way. Just low enough that I hit, no extra. I'm going to come back with the real one here and do it. See how far it was different from the other seat was. Come back and recenter it. Just a little further. Where are we at? Yeah, I need to go a little deeper. Okay. Not quite 100% clean, but close. Okay. Mark my top seat. Back with the other cutter, cut away the excess. Put my little line in there. I think I'm seeing it yet. Nope, not yet. Touch deeper. That's it. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, it's just starting to come in. Very, very faintly. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, so now I'm going to clean this up and give it a quick lap. See what we got. I don't know if you can see anything, but that's what it looks like. I'm not seeing my little pecker line right there is not in here yet. It's just very, very faintly coming in right there, but probably another 2 more thou down you would see it. That's literally how close it is. Okay, I'm going to lap the seat. It didn't quite clean over here, just like it did on the other one on this side. So this valve guide is completely different from what it had in the head before. As you can tell by how far it was off center, that's concentricity is what was out. Sometimes they're out quite a bit. This one was out quite a bit. Okay. Alright, grab another valve. Paint the face again with lapping compound, no extra. Get some extra on my finger though. Put it back in the container. So you go back and forth, turn and drop, back and forth, up, turn and drop. That's how you're supposed to do it. That way you're getting a more even lap around the whole surface. There's your line. Nice and all the way around again, same spot. And there's our seat over here. Seat right over there, going around. You can see it way over here. It's faint, but it's there. So there you go. Alright, so that's how you do that. So now we're going to do the exhaust. Now the exhaust is when we did the valve guide change. That was on, this one's the one that got changed, or fixed. New guide hole. So I'm curious to see how far off I'm going to be. Hopefully not by much. Find out, I guess. Put away our tools here we're not using now. We're done with this set. So put it away. Go on the back side of the camera this time. Camera's in my way. Gotta work around it. Alright. There will be a starting point. Further out to help the camera action a little bit this time. You can actually see this side soon. Okay, pilot should be the same on, should be good on these set. The valve guide holes are only a couple tenths difference between the two, so same pilot works. You push it down a little bit. Go back and forth a couple times to flush any stuff out of the way. Puts the taper and pushes in on the taper, so now they're good and tight. See? That one rings better. This one got a better tune to it. Alright. So, ooh, I'm way off. I must be blind. So level. Ooh. That one up, tighten that up. Ooh, that one's pretty close. That's what you want to see. You want to be evenness between the two parts of the head. So there is the angle. We're just a tick off. I'll readjust that in a minute. So the difference between going here and over here, which means the valves are in the same plane, we're off by one full line on the bubble. That's actually pretty close. This is the repaired head. That's very, very good. I like that. That is super, super good. So that means I did a pretty good job of putting that one in there, because most of the time they're not that close. Not for me, but for Harley. Okay, we're going to twist that a little bit. I don't want to move. Okay, loosen this up on the back side. Pull this out a little bit. I'm not taking all the pressure off over here, just a little bit. Back a little bit, see a little better. Okay, I'm going to move this a little bit. Right there, looks good. I'm going to tighten this back up over here again. Just did that one. I missed that one. That one. Okay, now we go center up our straightness here. Let's Actually pretty close. That center that up too, pretty close. Okay. So now we have our bubble. Pretty nicely that way. Pretty nicely that way. Okay, let's go see what the difference is on this side. Let's check this angle first. And that angle is not even close. And neither is this angle. This is the original guide hole. So big differences on that. Boy, that's way off. So this guide and this guide are not in the same plane. There are totally different skewed angles. And it's different on this angle too by a lot. It's common for it to be off quite a bit, but that's pretty far off. I'm surprised this one's off so far though, so that's a big difference there. So this guide hole here is definitely not very happy. Yeah, this thing's definitely way off on that head. And that is not the one I fixed. That's the one I fixed. So Harley is way off, or whoever beat the valve guide in the heads last time before me screwed the holes up. Who knows? That's a big, big error. Big time error. Okay. Loosen these up. Oop. Finally went too far. Barely. One hit. Yeah, that was way off. That's a big movement. Big time. Arm don't fit down there very well. Tight squeeze for me too. Alright, now this angle here is, we're going to have to definitely readjust this when we go to cut it. Alright. Set my depth stops here. Controls how far you go in and out. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut the one I did. Let's see how bad it is. Okay, this has that same lip up in there that we had on the other one, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out first. I'll mark this one too while we're at it. Okay, that's going to be this cutter and this cutter. So we're using these two cutters on this one. This one's here. Okay, put that in there. This one takes a different spring. A little bouncy, bouncy spring. Bounce, 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 bounce. That's what they call the bounce spring. Okay, we're in the middle. Good. Alright, there we go. See what we get. This is just our relief cut here. Pretty close. That close. Cut more on the inside than the outside for the uppercut anyway. So we're cutting more here than over here. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, let's try extra valve seat now. So we have to look over here to see when it cleans on this side. kind of self-center a little bit. Let's see if it's in there. I think it's cut all the way in there. Hard to tell. Okay, coming over my top cut. It wasn't bouncing out as bad as that intake was, but we did have to sink it down a little bit. There. Oh yeah, it's cut. Shadow's bad. Looks like a low spot, but it's not. Okay, where's my exhaust valves? These are the intakes. It's going to be the rear one right here. I use this one. Now, what happened to my junk in here? There we go. Found my lapping compound. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, there's our valve. Still got junk on it. Well, I can see the line better now. So there you go. Still got junk on it. So there you go. It's right on the edge there. That's where you want it. Looks good. Put the clean rag on there. So there's your top angle right there. You can see it going around. Here's it on the back side. So there you go. Looks pretty good. So you can see how we cut a little bit more on this side than this side. And we're cutting, we got about that much of a band right there, and over here we got about a third more. So we were cutting a little bit more on this side than the other. Other than that, it looks pretty even, so it wasn't too far off. And we know the plate's in the correct plane because it's the same way. So that means the valve is not one way or the other in the chamber. The only thing that changes is the rotation this direction. We definitely did have to cut deeper on this side than that side. So there's a little bit of angle difference in that, but like I said, that's very common anyway. So that one looks good. Now this one over here, we're not even close. I don't know what this one's going to be. This one had big changes in it. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. We got to go a long ways off. Almost one more that way. Come back this way just a little bit to square it. Oh, there we go. Little white one. There we go. In this direction, we are pretty good still. Okay, so now we got this one squared in here, and this way here. Now I had to go back that way, so I beat it this way going that way, which means the valve would have went this way, so that would have cut more on this inside edge than this outside edge, so that would have actually helped us slightly on the angle difference here. So there might have been a little bit of error in that direction. We'll see how it comes in from this side. Remember, this one I duplicated the top cut that was already in it for rotation, but the angle of this actual valve guide was set by the head down here. This new head down here. So that's what I came off of. So that angle should be, the tilt angle should be pretty close. The rotation angle this way is what could have been off, and that was almost perfect. Now this one here, the rotation angle, or these two valves aren't even close to each other, what they're doing. So I'm curious to see how it's going to cut on this head. So I had nothing to do. I have no control over that because I didn't make this guide hole. I just put a new guide in it, and that went in pretty good. Which I think was in one of the videos I made. Okay, so let's see what we get. We do the same thing. We do a top cut first because they're so far out. Let me blow up a little bit over here so you can see maybe. Hard to tell. That one came in pretty quick. So the tilt angle is a lot happier with this one. So this one's quite a bit different. So there's probably some air involved in there, but I don't know why, because we copied the other head. Shouldn't be any air in that direction. That would have been the direction it should have been right on the money. Okay. This one cut fairly even on that angle. Let's see, I don't need to mark that right now. Do this. So whatever angle this head was cut at, that guy duplicated it pretty closely. But it's still not even close to being lined up with the guide here, so whatever's been done to that hole was done not this time, but the time before it could have been done, because right now this guide repeated kind of what the other guide had in it, because it's cutting so easy, it comes in so quick. There's still an air in there someplace, but it's a built-in air at this point. Okay, so we're going to do our top marker here. Come back and do our top cut. Boom. That one's not sunk nearly as deep as this one is. Okay, it is quite a bit on the side of the head over here though. That's good. Take care of the valve. Pull back a little bit. This valve and put our goop on here. Put the magic goop on here. Now, there's no reason to make these heads identical on everything because it just, Harleys are so different on each port. It's completely different. Look at the angle difference between this head and this head. They're not even close to the same angles. The ports are completely different, so there's no reason to equalize anything. It doesn't matter. Each port is so different from one to the other, it's ridiculous. It's like a car motor where they're more or less all the same. The heights of the ports are different internally. Just, you name it, it's just all different. The only thing that's not good is this one sunk deeper, I think. So it'll be a little bit different in compression ratio, which will show up as being a difference. But that's no reason to sink the other side down. Assuming it's sitting lower than it should be anyway. Okay, here's our new valve cut on this one. You can see the edge all the way around. Got the seat all the way around evenly. Looks really nice. Let's go over and see what we got over here. So There's our seat angle there. See the grind mark going around. They're pretty good. Yep, light's good. It's all the way around. Okay, that looks good. Now over here, you can see how we didn't quite hit the aluminum. Where over here we did hit the aluminum. You can see how heavy this one's hitting the aluminum on this side. So it's about equal with this one, how much it's hitting the aluminum on this side of the chamber. So that's about the same. Over here, you can see how it's only lightly into the chamber. Over here it's a little deeper. That's because this one's sunk in for. So when you feel it, this one is definitely down more than this one. You can feel it. Over here, you can see how the intersection point is way over here. This one here is more in the middle. So like I said, this valve is deeper in. When we put it together, we'll see the differences in it. Alright, so anyway, it's all good to go. So I'm pretty happy with the alignment this way. The angle this way, it's different. It's a lot different than I think it should have been. But like I said, that angle is dictated by the other head down there, so I don't know why that would be different, but it obviously is different. This one here, I don't like the fact that these valves are so far apart from each other. They're not even close. That I don't like on this head, but like I said, that's built in. So, but that's just part of Harley. They're just, like I said, the parts are what they are. There's nothing consistent about them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean all this up, and then we'll be back.